It is now time for the five-way elimination matchup to determine the first ever Super Indy champion here at NWA Wildside. Ladies and gentlemen, Angel Dust, Jay Lethal, Delirious, and finally, the original ecstasy, Jimmy Rave,
who picked his position coming out last.
And capitalizing right after that tremendous dive from Matt Sydal onto Delirious. Angel Dust, big boot to the corner on Jay Lethal.
And that's Matt Sydal and Delirious, who are the two most recent winners, and I believe the two who should be going through the most fatigue at this moment. But Delirious sending Raven back first into security railing, and Sydal opening up on his occasional tag team partner, Delirious. As Jay Lethal and Angel Dust mixing it up in the ring.
Good grief! Full rotation into an ace crusher there. Hooks the leg.
And Delirious sending Sydal head first into security railing.
Good God, this thing is all over the place. Jay Lethal, whoa!
Ladies and gentlemen, Angel Dust has been eliminated.
That quick, the Michinoku driver by Jay Lethal. He's had a very impressive showing in this tournament. Now trading chops with a self-proclaimed international superstar, Jimmy Rave. But the poke to the eye.
Hard to believe that a poke to the eye is actually more effective than a slap.
It is a great neutralizer.
That is, but we're down to 4 competitors now. Jay Lethal, Jimmy Rave, Matt Sydal, and Delirious. And Sydal trying to grapevine anything that's available from Jay Lethal. Lethal has other plans for Matt Sydal.
Knee to the side of the head. There's the neck breaker.
This Jay Lethal is so good. I think he knows it though, which is unfortunate.
Coming in here out of nowhere, taking this Super Indy tournament by storm thus far. I'm gonna go with him as a candidate who possibly win this thing.
Yeah, I think the momentum is in his favor. Matt Sydal begs to differ, however. And slapping Lethal midstream. Lethal fighting back. But Matt Sydal's finding himself in a better position than Lethal is at this moment. Things could change in a microsecond. Oh no!
Belly to belly off the top. Scratch that prediction. Lethal's out.
Jay Lethal has been eliminated.
Big surprise there as Matt Sydal competed in the last matchup. Surely didn't expect a win out of Sydal, certainly this early in this elimination matchup.
Amazing full overhead belly to belly suplex from the top rope. Eliminating Jay Lethal. Now charging into Jimmy Rave is Sydal. Up and over, but he does land on the apron. Blocks the punch, lands with one of his own. Matt Sydal uses a springboard here. Sunset flip. Rave rolls through. There's the knee to the face. Did he knock him out? He did.
Matt Sydal has been eliminated.
Down to Jimmy Rave and Delirious. One of these two athletes will become the first ever Wildside Super Indy champion.
Oh my God, and how much would we have to hear it if this self-proclaimed international superstar and independent wrestling superstar was to walk away with Wildside Super Indy trophy?
Well, we don't hear the end of it, just with all the accomplishments that he's acquired so far. Certainly in the cahoots, or even without, a Salvatore Rinauro and a big leg drop from the original XTC on the most unorthodox Delirious. And Rave and Delirious are awfully very familiar with each other, competing in throughout the Midwest. I think Jimmy Rave has mastered the art of the chop. What do you say?
Delirious spins him around, giving him a taste of that medicine. And another poke to the eye. It's become one of the favorite maneuvers of this guy's repertoire.
If it works, can't argue with success.
He didn't used to need the poke to the eye.
No, he doesn't, but they're obviously shortcuts are now a permanent part of the MO of Jimmy Rave version 2004. And Jimmy Rave is apparently as thin-skinned as Jesse Ventura is here, getting a lot of grief from the crowd. Taking his attention away from Delirious, that's a big mistake.
And Jimmy Rave counters there with a neck breaker. Could seal the deal here. No. Delirious kicks out.
No, I wouldn't call that kicking out. I think a rolled shoulder is the best that Delirious could muster up there. And make that two. As Delirious trying to shake a few cobwebs loose, imagining munching on some really good moths. Maybe getting some inspiration here to go against Jimmy Rave. Delirious stepping out of the way of a charging Rave.
He's hammering Rave with clotheslines in the corner. Unrelenting.
And Delirious is delirious indeed at the expense of the face of Rave. Oh, Rave able to get a leg up. That went awful kind of low. Definitely Delirious got a bustle in his hedgerow from Jimmy Rave. And midstream, midair, both athletes collide. What gives up here? Salvatore Rinauro, Fast Eddie, and Cool Seth Delay have made their way down to ringside. This is uncalled for, which is part of the plan, if you're Sal Rinauro, certainly. Fast Eddie's already been eliminated. Oh, Matt Sydal and Daizee Haze heading off, you guys, that Totally Rule, who totally need not to be involved in this matchup. Thank you, Matt and Daizee.
And they're going to get a ringside seat here, as we all want to see who the first ever Super Indy champion will be. In NWA Wildside, it now comes down to two men, Jimmy Rave or Delirious. Whoa!
And Delirious is the first ever Indy champion.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and the first ever Super Indy champion, Delirious.
Congratulations has to go to this man, Delirious, the first ever Wildside Super Indy Challenge champion. We had 9, actually now 10, incredible athletes from across the country competing, but only one man emerged intact. This is him, this new Super Indy Challenge Wildside champion, Delirious. Do you have any comments at this incredible moment in your career? Can we get some paper on the floor? This guy. Okay, need a new gig.
Go.